Welcome to the Suburbs with Andy and Greg. Get ready, it's time for Season 2, Episode 43. Have fun.
Have we talked much about Jennifer's surgeries?
Yeah, because your employer catered.
Oh, yeah.
Does she have like one of those cards where you stamp it, and if you get to 10, you get something from a hardware store?
Free Subway sandwich.
Yeah, right.
Over the course of the years, she's had 9 surgeries on her neck and back. So she has a handicap parking sticker.
Yes.
So we went to McDonald's a couple weeks ago to pick up food for the band at church for their last Sunday.
Last because they're eating McDonald's and they're not long for this world.
Also known as the Last Supper.
So you were having wine and bread. I didn't know that McDonald's was known for their bread.
Egg McMuffin.
Okay. So, did Jesus have McMuffins? They just called it something else?
No, he had the McGriddles.
Did he?
That's what they had at the Last Supper, McGriddles.
And that's his body of Christ?
McGriddle.
You know, that says veggie tray to me.
Not for these guys.
I would go to Costco and get a veggie tray just as a joke. We relish you here.
They go, oh, that's disgusting. Where's the bag of McDonald's?
I thought that you appreciated what we did. Well, yeah, not so much. You're leaving now, so
Get
we
out.
need to be honest. It's a veggie tray. Enjoy the grapes.
You make some wine.
Right.
So we're standing there in line, and I have this long list, and I'm trying to convey to the senorita what I want. And this woman comes in with a cane and says, which one of you's handicapped?
You said, well, Greg, he's not here.
I didn't know what to say. So Jennifer turns around and says, it's me. I've had 9 back surgeries in my spine. Do you want to see the x-ray pictures?
Woo! Just throws down the gauntlet.
She immediately backs up. Oh, well, you know, there's a lot of people are parking where they shouldn't park. And she says, well, I have a handicap placard. Well, you know, people can just print those off.
What are they, 3D printing plastic now?
So Jennifer shut this woman down quickly.
How old was she?
She was a biddy. That's what she was. Which one of you's handicapped?
That's a good voice. My mind goes right to Biddy when you do that.
I practiced.
She have a pill hat, white gloves.
And a cane.
Shut her down, just like,
Yeah.
not having it.
You want to see the pictures?
I would like to have seen that.
It's on the security camera.
Maybe given a little polite golf applause.
Senorita, let's go to the tape.
Good for Jennifer, standing up for herself like that. Meanwhile, you're sitting there feeling guilty.
I'm just ordering McDonald's.
I'm just here for the Last Supper. We're having fish. Do you suppose they had tartar sauce back then?
That's a good question. I mean, it's just mayonnaise and pickles. I mean, how tough can it be?
It's a back then question, so I don't know.
Do they have mayonnaise?
Did they can pickles? I know they brewed beer in ancient Egypt.
They did. They found the old mummified taps.
Did they? They've also found weed in...
Cottonmouth King's tomb.
Yeah, it's not like it is now, though. I'm sure one of the archaeologists like smoked it and went, oh, the stuff in Michigan is much better than this.
So it would be King Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
To you.
Have you looked at the names of their albums?
No. But all the songs are about being high, getting high, wanting to be high, and anything in between.
Do you think that they view gummies as cheating?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you lightweight.
Can't use your power hitter. Smoking stone. So we've talked about Jennifer losing earrings a couple times. Last week, Jennifer says to me about 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday, hey, you see my Fitbit? I said, no, I've not. I'm thinking, I guess I'm going to start looking for a Fitbit. Oh, I had it here somewhere. I said, well, yeah, you probably had it here somewhere.
That's a long list of things you're supposed to keep track of.
It is. Glasses, phone, Fitbit. Gabe.
Right. He's pretty easy to find. Just listen for the growling.
Yes. She's saying, well, can you help me look for it? I said, sure. Thinking I've got half an hour till IndyCar practice comes on. So we're walking around the house and looking all the obvious places. And I said, oh, well, let's download an app to your phone, like Find My Fitbit or Find My Bluetooth. So I Find My Bluetooth app. It was expensive. It was like $30.
Oh, so not a free app.
All the free ones, once you booted them up, they all wanted you to buy something.
Free ain't free.
We may need this again some other time.
Do you think? I mean, based on the stories I've heard, it's we will need this again some other time.
So I'm walking around the house like I'm holding a Geiger counter. I'm in the garage and this thing is like spinning, you know, like warmer, colder. And I'm over in the neighbor's yard and I'm realizing, okay, let's see my Fitbit. Put that in the glove compartment of my car. We're in our neighbor's house because we were watching their dog and maybe it fell off there. And we're up and down the street and I'm holding this stupid Geiger counter. And it's like not doing hardly anything. It's finding everything but.
Any gold?
But no, it found all my Apple TVs and my Apple Watch. Anything on a Bluetooth bus it was seeing.
Do you have the ability to like check one off so it doesn't keep sending you back to the same place?
It had a list and then was giving me like a percentage.
Uh-huh.
A couple times it popped up that it was seeing her Fitbit. And now we're an hour into this journey.
You couldn't say, could we put this on hold until IndyCar practice is over?
I figured it'd turn right up. It always does. She goes into our medicine closet in the bathroom and opens the door, and there it's sitting in a tray. I put the thing right on top of the app, and I never saw it.
I know this sounds simple, but I've got a place where I put my stuff. I've got my wallet, my keys, my AirPod case.
Well, you're Greg.
You got labels for everything.
I do.
So you don't have a place for your keys?
I do. We didn't lose the keys.
Okay. So you don't put your phone where your keys go?
Well, the phone, we've talked about that many times. It's all over the house all day long. It's
You don't just put it in your pocket and carry it around?
part of our DNA looking for the phones.
Yeah.
It doesn't even phase us.
But the Fitbit, you got to measure the steps.
She probably had 2,000 or 3,000 steps.
Looking for the Fitbit.
So she went on the app and she added them. I sent an email to Apple and I got my money back for the app. Sort of like Amazon, you can just pick why you want a refund. And I said it didn't work. Boom, $30 back.
And they're like, yeah, we know.
Joke's on you, sucker. You know the expression. It was in the last place I looked, in the medicine closet with the door closed.
Wait a minute. In the medicine closet,
Yes,
are there also like towels and sheets in there?
there are towels and wound care.
We've covered that in a podcast. Now that I've got this wound that I have to take care of twice a day, like I've said before, we've got a drugstore in our linen closet. And I didn't want to contribute to that. Man, the gauze and stuff that I have to use, those are big boxes. I'm going through so much, I'm like buying it in volume because you do it twice a day.
Go to Costco. Bulk bandages.
Yeah, like bulk paper towels, bulk toilet paper. It's a bale. So we've got a bale. Why is it that every time I go into the bathroom to get ready to do my stuff, there's like one piece of one toilet paper
Stuck to the cardboard roll.
Yeah. Big picture. Is this cancer? No. You know that you did that.
Maybe that person only needed a square to spare.
You mean for the next time? You don't know what you're going to need next time. Do you? Can you anticipate?
She might.
I guess.
I mean, it's not you.
It's not me.
Are we talking about Jeffrey?
We're not talking about him either.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the two of us. I mean, the twins did come over for 2 days this week.
Could have been them. So you all talk about this? Is this something that you work on, or is this the first time this is coming up?
It's not the first time this is coming up. Okay, big picture. Is she a loving person that cares about me and we move on down the road with a lot of really good things? Yes. When I sit down and there's one square there, do I want to talk to her about it at the time? Yeah, I want to go, look, I picked up your trimmers from the rain. I've got this list of things that I'm never going to use. I run them down every time that I sit down and there's one square.
That'd be a good time for a text. Compose a nice text.
Hey, the rusty tools? They wouldn't be rusty if you put them away before it rained.
Then you could hit send with an emphasis gesture.
All of a sudden, I'm pulled by the ear to a counselor.
Frank Bradford says that he's learned in 30 some odd years of marriage 3 things to always do: the toilet paper with the paper over the top.
Oh, yeah.
Toilet seat down.
Yes.
And empty the dishwasher. Those 3 things have gotten him through 30 some odd years.
It's Spanish fly.
Another musician friend of ours got so much heat for the toilet seat, he now sits down when he pees.
Because what? Just remembering to do that?
Apparently. Because apparently that's the hill she wants to die on, is him not lowering the seat.
I tell you what, it only takes one time of hearing the splashdown.
Yeah.
It is funny. And we've got the soft closed toilet seats.
Wow, that's fancy.
Yeah, you don't have those? Oh, man, they're nice.
Ours are padded.
The older women that enclose the couch in plastic. Did your mom do that?
My mother, no, but our next door neighbors that I grew up with did.
Did they?
And we were never allowed in their living room. In this room, you saw all this furniture covered in plastic.
Yeah, like it's Restoration Hardware display couches.
I mean, I don't even know if anyone ever sat in there. And why would you?
I had developed a board game when I was doing stand-up. I needed some funding to put together a whole proposal and everything. And the guy that bought the clubs off of Chick and Patty, his name is Steve. I asked him if he would be interested in talking to me about being an investor in this game. And everybody that heard the concept of the game, saw the prototypes of the game, they're like, you're sitting on $1 million.
It's a million seller. $1 million in your cellar.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I go to his house. It's pouring down rain. I step from outside the door, inside the door. There's no rug or place to wipe your feet. So I take one step, and one of the leaves that suctioned itself to my foot because it was pouring down rain plants itself firmly on his floor. And at that point, all he can do is look at the leaf.
Freak out.
Totally.
Was it teak?
No, it was tile.
Wasn't some sort of exotic wood?
He cut down half the rainforest to put cool wood in his house. And so I took my shoes off and set them by the door and picked up the leaf and said, where do you want this? And he guided me to the trash can. And I knew right then, I don't even know why I'm here. He's going to say no to this. Like, I'm totally wasting my time. I've totally taxed his day because I had a leaf hitch a ride on the bottom of my shoe and he didn't have a place where I could wipe my feet off.
Do you think he was a take off your shoes kind of house?
It was completely a take off your shoe.
But he didn't ask you to take off your shoes.
No, the evil stare, like, you know the lasers that you've got to line your cars up? That was his eyes.
Like Gozer from Ghostbusters.
I didn't want to be there anymore. He didn't want me there anymore because I tracked a leaf in.
You were so close.
I know. Well, this is all very interesting, but no, because you tracked a leaf into my house.
Get the fuck out.
And I found out there was an issue with Indiana Oxygen. You know how they've got these tanks of oxygen?
Right.
There was some kind of a mishap with oxygen, and so he made his money off of an injury claim.
Did he stop breathing?
I wish. I would like to have seen that right then when he evil-eyed me about the leaf.
It makes me think that each state has their own oxygen. Some New Mexico oxygen.
Yeah, right.
That's not in the United States, sorry.
No.
Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah, you had to cross the border to get to that.
What was the name of that meeting that Trump went to? There was the black journalist.
The last one that I heard was the Christian one where he said, just vote for me one more time, and that'll be the last time you have to vote.
He was at this meeting of black journalists, AFBJ, and someone said, I heard BJ, sign me up.
Now all of a sudden I'm seeing things I can't unsee. So going back to the previous one that I saw, which he said unto the Christians, just vote for me one more time and you won't ever have to vote again.
I saw that.
And I'm reading that and I'm thinking, okay, that sounds a little bit like dictatorship and not a president.
Or emperor.
Yeah. Your Highness. You know, and I know how to spell that. H-I-N-U-S.
And there's a hyphen in there.
Rarely, if ever, post anything on my Facebook page about any of this nonsense.
Politico.
Yeah, but I did have to ask the question, is it just me or does this sound like dictatorship to you?
Survey says.
Except for one person. This is entering the phase of voting and campaigning where people get defriended on Facebook.
I've been doing quite a bit of that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Pushing the button.
I'm just tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
Whether it's pro or con.
That's exactly right.
This is why I quit Facebook in 2007.
Well, I thinned the herd quite a bit. I feel like you and I can talk about a subject like that, and it's just a conversation about ideas. It doesn't become heated.
Not two gladiators in the ring.
No. And so our friend Tom, in episode 41, complaining about $5 coffee, he's the one. He's the one guy who didn't say, yeah, it does sound a little bit like dictator, or no, I didn't take that from it, you know, but he wrote 5 pages of political rant. And so one of my friends, I probably haven't seen him since we graduated from high school. He said, that's not what Greg asked. Okay. And then he just went radio silent.
Defriended everybody.
Yeah, probably.
Out.
I haven't seen any comment from him since then.
5 pages later.
So we met for dinner Wednesday. When you snubbed us as you were driving by, we were at this wine tasting place, Sweetwater or something like that.
Bitterwater, yeah. Bitterwater Winery. Made from Walmart table grapes.
Right.
I think I told you there's a dinner. A friend of mine is a musician that plays there.
Yeah.
On a semi-regular basis. And Frank says, there's no grapes out back. How can this be a winery?
Yeah, right.
They truck them in.
It's just a pop-up.
So how's the wine?
I don't know because I don't drink. So she had a set of 3
Bottles?
Yes. Which explains why she remembered nothing about going to the show.
Why is he bothering me?
I'm looking at your texts about, well, they said if there's any lightning in the area, they're going to cancel the concert. I'm reading Andy's text and I'm looking at the radar and it looks like rain at 7. She goes, okay.
Who cares?
I don't know that it makes sense to go out to the show. And she's like, what show?
Who's Andy? Why is he bothering you?
Right. What show? The show that we were talking about at dinner. What dinner? What was in that margarita you had?
Olay.
Was that really the total mezcal? Did you eat the worm? Did you ever eat the worm?
No.
I did. I was just intrigued. Like, do you really trip if you eat the worm?
And did you?
No, I did not. I felt like a fish, though.
Did they hook you? Reel it in.
There was a little hook in it, and I ended up flopping on some guy's boat.
He banged you on the head with a hammer or a wrench.
I chewed down on it the first time it popped in my mouth.
Nice image.
So we bought 2 airline bottles of that tequila.
With worms?
With worms.
Oh, my God.
Because we bought them to eat the worm. That was the whole purpose. You know what he did? He brought out a fork and knife and cut it into pieces.
Like George Costanza and the Snickers?
Yes.
Did he drink the tequila?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure that was part of the plan.
Was that in a letter?
Was that in the 10-page letter?
Yeah.
No, actually, that didn't make it into the letter. I think he enjoyed that. That was the one time.
The positive.
Yeah.
After all those years. We had talked offline, I think, that you guys have beekeeping and you have beehives.
Honeybees.
Years ago, a good friend of mine and I were heading downtown to have our group picture taken for the Q95 album project number 3, and they used the Hoosier Dome that was still under construction as the backdrop.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's it. All the engineers and producers and musicians were all invited down for this group photo.
I was being pulled over at the time. I saw that photo shoot happening.
Shocker. We get into my car, and a bee flies in, and Alan then explains after the fact that he's deathly allergic to bees, so he swatted it right into me and stung me.
Did it?
Yes.
Was it a yellow jacket? Was it
Couldn't tell you.
honeybee?
It was a bee. So now I'm driving downtown with a bee sting on my wrist.
You're the only one with a frown on your face in the photo.
It hurt like hell.
Yes, it does.
And he's like, well, if it had stung me, we have to go to the emergency room. That's what he said. So
You, on the other hand,
be miserable. And I'll be happy.
be miserable.
Exactly.
So where'd the bee end up? Sting and run?
Stung and died, I think.
Not all of them do.
I don't know.
Some of them can sting repeatedly.
I don't remember that part. I just remember being stung and being pissed.
Yeah, so is the bee.
And him saying, better you than me.
Oh, man. And you said, get out.
Yeah. You're walking.
Open the door, check the tire. I had a friend who, on senior prom day, decided to taunt bees. Seldomly a good idea.
Taunt bees.
Yeah, he decided to taunt bees. Yes. I mean, here's the thing about who I grew up with. Most of them are millionaires now. Apparently, our well was shallower than everybody else's because I'm the odd man out on the millionaire group.
Sounds like you guys grew up around a fertilizer plant or something.
No, just a creek with toxic chemicals flowing through it. This is totally off topic, but Dan's brother one night decided that it would be funny to paint something on the road. And so they painted Helter Skelter on the road with like random house paint.
Oh, Beatles reference.
This was before that. This was in reference, I think, to...
Charles Manson.
Yes.
Chucky. He's in the neighborhood.
It was probably the Beatles reference. All of a sudden there was a knock at the door, and it was a police officer.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
You know what the first question was? Not like, oh, it's you, or can I help you, officer? How did you find us? He said, you walked through the paint and tracked it to your house.
Breadcrumbs. No admission of guilt here. How did you find us?
Who's wearing the Converse?
Right. That your toxic chemical theory is playing out.
The girls were in Girl Scouts, Carly was. For one of their badges, they wanted to go through and pick up stuff in the creek. All of a sudden, all these helicopter parents are like, what's the E. coli level in that creek?
Through the roof, sort of like the Seine River.
It was through the roof. So all the septic systems in all the neighborhoods north of where we were failing. None of the parents would let their kids wade in that creek to pick up trash. We had to go do something else, which ended up just involving parents like sell hot dogs at Colts games. And everybody was like, let's do that. And I go, what lesson are the girls learning by us selling hot dogs at the Colts game?
And what was the answer?
Crickets.
Next question.
They're like, huh? Because everybody's like, yeah, that!
Colts game.
Unanimous. We need to do that.
It's like the concession stands at the track. They're all sponsored by somebody.
Nonprofits. What a genius idea for the track.
Sure. Absolutely.
They're selling all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is.
90-10.
Right. Going to Penske?
Yeah.
Of course. That's how he got to be Penske.
The first question they asked him when he bought the track.
When do the lights go up?
Never.
How about the troughs in the men's room?
Fix those. Now that's a rite of passage.
It is. You know what he changed in the bathrooms?
From porcelain to metal?
No.
The toilet paper?
No.
He changed the toilet paper.
I've never been in that situation before.
2-ply.
You know, women always have to hover. I don't want to be that guy.
So what did he change in the restrooms?
He went from paper towels to hand dryers.
Saving the planet one blow at a time.
What street corner was that? The street corner of desire. That's what it was.
They're selling those Scarface blankets on the next street corner.
Yeah.
They should have those guys handing out towels.
The Scarface guys.
No, the guys in the restrooms at the track. Attendants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, have you ever been in a bathroom where there's a bathroom attendant?
I have many times.
That is awkward.
He's pushing his services upon you. There's mouthwash. There's hair gel, all these products, a little spritz of this and a spritz of that, and he's going to get $1.
I haven't seen too many of those, but when I was doing stand-up, that's when I saw them. And the dude had a coffee mug with individual cigarettes, and so you could buy a cigarette from him in the bathroom. I mean, that's just like... I don't want to be greeted by any dude standing there with whatever. Just let me do my business. Do they still have them, though?
I hope not. That's a lost art. I mean, you go to school for that? How do you get trained for that job?
It's a 2-year program.
Associate's degree.
The thing that made me laugh so hard was you were talking about a place in Sobro that was like a sex club.
Yes. Okay, you're painting the wrong picture, but keep going.
Am I?
Okay. It appears I know way too much about the sex club. And the only reason is because we had some good friends that live catty corner to this.
I thought you were going to say that we're members.
You would watch day and night people going in and out of this place with their pillows under their arms. And
Do they have bathroom attendants?
probably.
A different cup of stuff.
Yeah.
They would probably have a single cigarette there for after.
Yeah. And in a quick smoke, got $1.
Boy, do you have an afterglow or what? Yeah. Oh, give me an IV fluids, and then I'm headed back in for round 2.
Going in. Tag me.
Pass the baton. Oh, that's not a baton.
Hi, this is Andy. If you enjoyed listening to our podcast, please be sure to subscribe and share. Remember, laughter is contagious. Help us spread it by telling a friend.